Amy, you felt like you were in a familiar situation to the Chiefs as you watched the Super Bowl, no doubt, with a giant bowl of ice cream in your hands. What were you thinking when you watched?
Well, it'll be very interesting to see how the Chiefs organization recovers from this. It's hard, Suze. We lost a Super Bowl by a significant number of points. I will never, ever forget the look on Al Davis's face when I saw him immediately after the game.
What year was it? Set the table for us.
2002 season, so okay. January 2003. We lost to the Buccaneers. The game was in San Diego. That was the only year that I can remember, although I'm told there was another year, where there was no week off between the championship game and the Super Bowl. That certainly harmed us as we were facing our former coach, John Gruden, who knew all our signals, all our play calls. And I'm not taking anything from the Buccaneers. They beat us. They won. But had we had that extra week, could Bill Callahan have changed the call signals? Could he have changed some of the things that John knew? Sure, he could have. But again, they won. But we lost by a lot of points.
Yeah, 48-21.
And when I saw Al's face after the game, it still makes me want to cry. And of course, Suzy, and this is why I was thinking of the Chiefs as I watched the Super Bowl come to an end. The game ends, and when you're part of the losing team, you just want to go and be alone and be by yourself, and you can't because you still have to entertain your sponsors. You still have to entertain your advertisers. The players don't have to do it. The coaches don't have to do it, but the executives do. So here you lose this game, and your sponsors are there, your business partners are there, your local media rights holders are there. You've got to have a, quote, party, close quote, but it ain't a party. But they want to have fun. They've spent their money supporting you all year. You've got to entertain them after the game. And I just remember, God, I'm getting choked up now, going to that after the Super Bowl we lost. Couldn't end soon enough for my taste. Went up to our hotel room, lay down on the bed wearing exactly what I'd worn to the game, and cried myself to sleep on my husband's shoulder.
Oh, my God. That's just, it's... I can't imagine having to entertain people after that. You mentioned Al's face. What do you think he was thinking? Because you know that he was at a point in his life where the time was running short.
Yeah, I guess the best way I could describe the look on his face was heartbroken. You know, there were times I would see him after the games and the look on his face was anger or fury because he knew that if we had done X or Y or Z, the outcome wouldn't have been what it was. In this instance, the best way I can describe the look on his face was utter heartbreak.
Well, it's hard to watch, and as we see a lot of the owners in the league right now who are getting older, and you see that their mortality is looming before them, I can only imagine what that was like for Al, and I would put that forward now. Obviously, the owner of the Chiefs is hardly in the same age bracket as Al was then, but seeing your team really disintegrate the way they did on such a huge stage had to have been heartbreaking for the Chiefs and for that ownership group. But in a way, Amy, should we be surprised if you look at how the Chiefs played this year? And it was a series of narrow wins. And we knew that their offensive line and their defensive line were banged up. And we knew that they needed help in those places and didn't have it, as compared to the Eagles, who got stronger at the line of scrimmage on both sides.
And that's where games are won or lost, at the line of scrimmage. I mean, you stated that perfectly, Suzy. Kansas City had line problems all year. Their offensive line was sort of put together with tape and glue, and it got better at times. Was I surprised the Chiefs lost? No, I wouldn't have been surprised if they won either. I was surprised by the manner in which they lost. And we know it can be hard to recover from a loss like that, but I have confidence that if someone can, Andy Reid can.
Check out new episodes of What the Football with Suzy Shuster and Amy Trask every Tuesday. Watch us on the Rich Eisen Show YouTube page or follow and listen wherever you get your podcasts.